So I was playing around with a few options on the C10 here. I have these rock locks sitting around that aren't mounted, an extra set of stock wheels that I thought I might tack on here. That's not even glued. I just wanted to see what it looked like. To give this thing some more grip, to sort of keep it more of a stock stance. But then I also have these that I don't really like on the Jeep. I just put them on there because it's kind of all I had for it. But I'm kind of digging that look right there. So that means I'm probably going to raise this a little. So probably going to be changing shocks too. I don't know. What do you guys think on that? I just don't think it's going to do. It's not going to be real capable keeping it stock like that. I don't know. I guess setting low to the ground, it could be halfway decent. But man, it looks really cool with these. And I kind of like not just all black. Seems like everybody kind of does, or a lot of people do the all black on this because it already comes that way and it does look cool. I think I'm gonna run these. That'll give us an idea. I can show you guys some of the same climbs I was trying to do in the first video with this C10. And give you an idea how a set of wheels and tires and weights will change the truck up. No shocks yet. And see what we get out of that. These are RC four-wheel drive stamped beadlock wheels, and the RC four-wheel drive Goodyear Wrangler tires with full send weights. About as cheap as you're gonna get as far as wheels, tires, and weights goes. Not even gonna mess with doing anything to those shocks to stop it from doing that, because I'm not bothering with those shocks. I'm taking them off eventually. So we'll get to that comparison later. But this is just if you want to spend money on the wheels and tires and some weights. Let's see what it'll do now. All right, like I said, this is basically if you took this truck out of the box and you bought some wheels and tires and a set of weights. It still has that clearance issue, but you can see it's a lot more planted. Normally it was flipping backwards right there anytime I try to back down. Just the weights helps that out. Still just struggling with this, but it's more planted with the weights. Just cannot get over that hump. Probably gonna have to raise that suspension a little. This thing sits so low. Tearing the course apart. That's why I leave those loose, so that you can change things and the course can change a little now and then. You see, it's just not really gonna make it. I mean, I could probably mess around with it for long enough that it would get up it, but it hasn't flipped backwards once like it was doing before. So the weights are paying off. So this is one of my favorite spots on the course, and the stock truck had no shot at this. just amazing what setup will do. You can tell it's not flipping backwards like it used to. That weight's really helped it out as far as that goes, but it's still just, that belly's hanging on everything. There it was the rear links catching, but it finally did make it up. Servo just won't give me anything to the right. This is where a servo really pays off in this spot here, because you almost have to use it to get yourself in the right spot. I just can't get anything out of the steering here. But it made it. So stock, truck, wheels and weights actually made a difference on that climb right there. We all know we can go across the bridge, so this is kind of one of the harder climbs on the course. It doesn't really look like it would be, but it kind of wants to pull you to the right. Usually you can make it up this way here. It's kind of tough because, like I said, it wants to pull you to the right. But let's see what it'll do on it. It may pay off for it to sit a little lower on this. I don't know. Once you go that way, it's just going to pull you that way to the right. You can see that's the first time I've really laid it over, though, with those weights. It's made a big difference. It is possible. So you can see there that it's definitely more capable with some wheels and tires and weights, and it's not going to roll over as much. So it gives you a chance to climb stuff a little better, at least. It sits so low with the arms, the links on it. You can see how the Jeep links are kind of arched there, whereas these are almost just flat. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to just go ahead and change that. I was gonna try to leave the truck somewhat stockish, but it's not gonna do a whole lot like that. So unless you're just wanting to trail with it, not really do much major climbing, probably gonna have to raise this up a little, even if it would just sit like that. All right, so I went ahead and did a few things to the truck. You can see it looks like it's sitting a lot better now. It has some clearance between the tires and the body there, and it's actually just sitting full droop. So now it has some arch. You can see underneath here, there's actually some arch to the links under there now, whereas before it was sitting flat. And it sits pretty good all the way around. And it's a whole lot less bouncy. These are the Old Man Emu shocks. I can try to put a link in the description. You kind of got to just find them on eBay or something. They're kind of hard to find, but they're RC four-wheel drive. And I basically put them on because I wasn't going to use them on any of my other trucks. There's nothing really special about them, but they seem to fit this truck pretty well. And the way they're made, the springs go on the inside. You can see it had 2 extra set of springs, and then the ones that were inside of there, I pulled the springs out just so it would sit at full droop, which fit this truck about right. I moved, I did move the shock from the shock tower up here. It was mounted here. Moved it down to the frame right here. You just pull one screw out of the battery tray here, put a longer one in, and then up front basically did the same thing. Pulled it from where it was, the factory mount, down to the frame here. Pulled one screw out of the battery or the ESC tray, and put a little longer screw in there, and then it sits pretty good. I didn't want it jacked way up all the time, but I wanted to have a little arch underneath there. So now you have this arch. It's a little clearance. Also put some mesh in the grill, if you can see that. I thought it looked better than the little sticker that was back there. It's just some stuff came from Hobby Lobby, this little stuff. And then one of my favorite things is I moved the headlights from down here on the bumper to where the headlights are, and now you can control them on and off. So I did that with this little thing I got off of Amazon. Basically, to move the lights from here up to the bumper or up in the grill, you need an extension anyways, because the cord on it is very, very short. You can see the stock cord on the lights. It only runs from here to here, so it's pretty short anyway. So you don't have, if you put them in here, then you're not going to be able to raise your body at all. So it worked out that this little thing plugs in, runs along, comes across here, and then I just kind of taped it inside of the body there for now. I'll probably tack it in place with a little bit of shoe goo or something like that, or the tape may just be fine. And then just plugged it in there. C10 already has the spots for the headlights, so that was nice and easy. And then you plug it into the channel 3, and then it'll work off and on. So that's something I'm probably going to do to all my trucks with headlights, because it's pretty annoying having the lights on all the time. But anyways, so I'm going to go check this out. We'll try a couple of the crawls we just did a while ago, some of the hill climbs, and see how it does now with this setup. So I'm able to get a little more flex now without actually hitting the body instantly with the tires there. You can see that's flexing pretty good compared to what it was. And then you remember earlier I could not get up this, I was just spinning out. But you can see a lot more flex there without rubbing the body. And more clearance on the belly to be able to climb stuff like that. So as you've seen there, the C10 is getting better already. It's a few little upgrades and it's already getting a lot better. Gonna get some weight down low and probably change that servo out here shortly. Y'all have to stick around. There'll be more to come on the little C10. Appreciate you. Peace.